Hi, how are you doing today? I'm Jasmine Shawn, the social worker at this agency. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I know your name's Sarah. Do you go by any nicknames or anything like that?
No, just Sarah.
Just Sarah? Okay. So with our agency, we have weekly mandatory meetings. All we do is ask that you give us your best time and day, and we'll try to make that work for you as much as we can. All I ask is that, if you pick and choose a day that you're here just as much as I need to be here and on time and ready for your meeting every week, and then we can make this work between us. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then also with our agency, everything that you say or we talk about is between me and you. It's not going to leave this room. I'm not going to go and, tell your parents or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that would be mandatory for me to talk about outside of this room would be if you talked about hurting yourself or others or anybody hurting you. Okay, is that good? All right, so I'm just gonna have you sign here, and we can get started. Thank you. All right, so you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself. Your age, what you're doing in school.
I'm 16.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sophomore. I'm pretty much here because my mother thinks I should come here.
Okay, so you didn't want to come on your own. Okay. How do you feel about your mom signing you up for it without really asking?
I wasn't okay with it, but I figured I would try it just to try to make things better between us since they haven't been now for a little bit. It's a lot going on.
Is your father in the picture at all?
Yes, he's a little bit more supportive than she is, but I mean, with them going back and forth, one agreeing, one not agreeing, it's causing problems with them too that I kind of feel bad for.
Okay. So, do you feel that your mom and dad situation kind of stresses you out as well?
Yes, it stresses me out a lot. I think about it a lot, and it's not the best for me to be stressing about either, but I don't know what to do.
Have you tried to talk to them about this at all?
It's hard to. We usually just start yelling at each other and arguing even more. So if that's not happening, I just try to avoid it at all costs.
So do you have any siblings or anybody else who lives in the home with you besides your parents?
No, right for now, it's just me and my parents. Soon, I will be having a little baby.
Okay.
I'll be bringing into the house.
Are you happy about this?
It was very unexpected, but I'm happy, and it's just my mom's not.
Your parents. Is it just your mom that's not happy? Is it both of them?
Just my mom.
Just your mom. Have you guys been getting in fights recently about this? And this has been adding to the stress already?
It's pretty much been the root of all the problems that we have and between everybody in the family.
Okay. Do you have any plans with the baby coming? Are you doing anything to prepare? Do you have other support, like in your family?
Not necessarily in my family. I don't really have much support from the dad either. So that's making everything extra hard right now.
Okay.
Especially doing this so young.
Okay. And where you explained all of your options regarding your pregnancy and you want to keep it regardless of all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you made a decision on your own, knowing what you wanted to do regarding your pregnancy. So, if you're happy about it, then I'd say congratulations.
Thank you.
So, what have you been doing to deal with the stress of your pregnancy and your parents and school and all that? I'm sure it's a lot on your plate.
I haven't been doing great in school because of it. I just haven't been there that much recently. It's not what I want to do, but just between it with everything, I just don't want to give up. I don't want to go. But I know for the best interest, I probably should start. But I haven't yet.
Okay, and then so I hear that you're not really enjoying school too much. Maybe it's a lot with everything else you have going on. Do you have like a job to support yourself financially or anything like that right now?
Yes, I have a retail job, but it doesn't pay well.
Doesn't pay too well. Okay. So, and then you said baby's father? You guys have like an estranged relationship, or is he sort of supportive?
He comes around every once in a while when he wants to.
Okay.
He wasn't the happiest either.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. So what would you like to get out of this? I know you said you don't particularly want to be here yourself, but since you're here, I think we should make some goals for you to maybe work on, benefit you and your baby. So, where would you like to start? Maybe with your parent relationship or a job?
Probably the most comes from my parent relationship, so I'd probably want to start there. I know communication is always an issue, and as much as I can work on it myself, it's a collective thing, so I don't really know how great it'll go, which is why I try to just cut communication at all costs as much as I can.
Okay, but you are hopeful to rebuild your relationship with them. That's what you would like ultimately. Okay, well, have you ever talked to maybe like getting into like a group family therapy with them, or coming to see the meet together, or another social worker?
I never thought of that being a possibility with us. I haven't said anything to them. So.
Okay. And if you were to bring it up to them, how do you think they would react?
I think they would be shocked. Maybe initially they would think that it's crazy and they're not the ones that need to come here and it's me.
You think they'd be a little even offended, you would say, if you asked them?
Maybe a little bit, but I also think there's a possibility that they might.
Okay.
I just let them.
Okay. Okay, so definitely, you want to build a relationship with your parents. Any other just big goals you want to throw out there right now, just to maybe build on later?
Probably looking for a new job, just to become a little more independent and not have to rely on everybody else, since this is my baby.
Okay. And have you tried looking for a new job yet, or just something you're thinking about?
But there's also transportation issues, especially being pregnant.
Okay. You don't drive or anything like that yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So transportation is something we should be aware of, going forward whenever we're getting you services. Is there by chance like a bus line or a friend that you had maybe?
I believe so.
Yeah, you think so? Okay, cool. Like I said, we can always build on this later. It's just something to think about right now. So we got a job you want to look for maybe, and a better relationship with your family. Anything else? You said something about the father not being too supportive. Did you want to work on that with him, or are you?
Not yet.
No. Okay, that's fine. We're more worried about your independence and you getting on your feet before if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. Okay, well that seems pretty good. Better relationship with your family, new job, starting to look for stuff, maybe transportation. Would you say maybe you want to look into getting your own way of transportation soon? Maybe like a car or something like that?
Yes, I have some money saved up for a car. It's just I don't have my permit yet.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely something we can talk about later. So I feel like the family thing is probably the biggest for you right now. You probably want to take that on first. So I'll say maybe for our next meeting, between now and then, you should try to talk to your parents and just let them know how you're feeling, and with being pregnant and being stressed with school. Let them know that it's hard for you, especially right now. You're also stressing about your own things, you know what I mean? And maybe see if they come around to the idea of coming in together. That would be really great for all of you, I think. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then like I said, we can also go on with the new job and transportation and all that stuff later on. Is there anything else that you maybe wanted to talk about or bring up while we were here today?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I think, we got a good bit done. I'd like for you to maybe, like I said, talk to your family, and then if you want to maybe get in contact with some people at school, let them know what's going on, and see if we can do something about you missing school so often in your grades. Maybe there's an alternative program we can get you into to be able to work and keep your money and also take care of your school and grades. So sounds good to me. So yeah, I'll see you next week, same time next week. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, it's nice to meet you, Sarah.
Yeah. too. Thank you.
Yep, see you next week.